Hey, so it's early in the morning. I think it's just gone like 6, half 6. I've just got up, come in the kitchen to make a cup of tea. My neighbour's already kicking off at me. He's just been shouting through the wall. All I did was fill my kettle so that I can make a cup of tea. And literally straight away he was shouting. So it's like it's almost like he was there waiting for me. And as soon as he heard the tap go on, boom, there we go. He's there shouting at me. He's gone quiet now though, but I'm going to finish making my cup of tea and see what happens. Bear in mind my kettle can be quite loud, so you'll hear the kettle definitely. There's the alarm notification for my medication. No shouting. Sometimes he shouts when he hits the kettle as well. I mean, because literally this wall here in this cupboard, in the larder cupboard, is literally only very thin, quite thin wood. So if he goes in his larder cupboard, he can hear everything that's going on in my kitchen, everything that's going on in my flat. So he'll go in his larder cupboard and put his ear to the wall and stand there waiting for someone to make noise. And then as soon as I come in here in the morning to make a cup of tea, to make breakfast, that's it. I get abuse hurled at me from him through that wall. And the annoying thing is, my phone microphone doesn't always pick it up properly. I mean, to me, it's loud and clear, almost like he's in the room with me. But my phone does the phone microphone. Obviously, phones are built to pick up sound closest to them, aren't they? They're not built to pick up sound far away. They block out sound far away and everything. So it doesn't really pick him up very well. So trying to get the evidence for the police and stuff, it's been really difficult. And I can hear him in his larder cupboard at the moment. It's creepy. You can hear him shuffling about in there, like someone's moving around. And on some days, if I listen carefully, I can hear him breathing in there. So if I get close to the cupboard, like I go to the cupboard to get something out, and I can hear him breathing. It's really creepy. And he's probably listening to me talk to you guys right now. Creepy old sod. Right, so I'm going to try and finish making this tea, and then I've got to go take my meds because my medication alarm just went off. I have like an alarm on my phone and it gives me a notification. The alarm will not go off when I'm videoing though. Figured that out. I set that so that it wouldn't go off, because my phone alarm would go off during random times because I have so many alarms on there to remind me of stuff because I'm very forgetful. So whilst I'm filming with my phone, it doesn't go off, it just gives me a notification on the screen, which is why I was doing this earlier, to try and get rid of it. But yeah, so a cup of tea and meds. So I have John bought me some posh tea bags. Earl Grey I'm drinking today. He bought me a Psalm as well. The Psalm is my favourite, but today we're going to have Earl Grey. Right, let's go in the front room. I'm going to pick you up now. I'll try not to drop you, but I probably will. It's a bit brighter in here. So, I probably should try and film everything with my neighbour with that. I don't know if you can see my camera there. Probably should use that. The microphone on that, surprisingly, the built-in microphone on that Canon camera is surprisingly pretty good. It's probably not the best in the world, but I found it to be pretty good actually. So maybe if my neighbour kicks off today, I'll try and film with that. And we have Squeak here. Sorry, my hand's over the camera slightly. Squeak has been a naughty girl, haven't you? You've been naughty. So Squeak peed on John's clothes in the bedroom. Not once, but twice yesterday, even though she had her litter tray in the bedroom as well. Instead of peeing in her litter tray, she decided, okay, let's pee on John's clothes. But she does this usually when she's annoyed with him about something. I think it might be to do with like jealousy or something. Yeah, because John was getting a lot of hugs from me yesterday because he was poorly. He's been poorly after his birthday. He hurt his shoulder somehow. But I was giving him a cuddle yesterday, and I think Squeak got jealous about that, and she decided to get revenge by peeing on John's clothes. Didn't you? And John wasn't very happy with you. And John punished you by shutting you out of your favourite room, didn't he? He shut you out of the bedroom all night last night, and you were on your own in the living room. All night, weren't you? You were not happy about it. Yeah, so the bedroom's their favourite room. She spends most of her time in there because she has her little cubby holes that she hides in on the shelving unit in there. Like her little safe places where she has like anxiety, depression and stuff like that, which yes, animals can get mental health issues like that. Yeah, so because of her anxiety, she spends most of her time in the bedroom because it's quieter in the bedroom. And when we have guests come visit and stuff, she's always in there hiding in her cubby holes because she's not great around humans. The only human she's okay with really is me, and kind of okay with John, aren't you? kind of okay. Yeah. He serves a purpose, doesn't he? He makes a good butler. Yeah. But yeah, she does get very jealous of John because you're good. Yeah? Was that too much fusses? Yeah. Sorry. But yeah, she's very attached to me, so I think she's been getting a bit jealous when John gets attention from me. Don't you? Yeah. What are you making that sign for? Oh, yes, I know. Yeah, that's it. So what you saw there was her sign for food. And the other thing, which I'm not going to mention right now because otherwise she'll want them. So what you saw there was her make the sign for food, and then she patted my mouth with her paw. So when she makes a sign for food and then pats my mouth, that is her reminding me that I need to take my medication. Isn't it? Mummy needs to take her meds, don't she? Yeah. So she will keep bugging me and doing this until I take my meds. Have I trained her to do this? Maybe a little bit, but mostly she's learnt it herself. I mean, I taught her some of the signs, and to be honest, with Squeaky, it was quite easy. I think if the animal, if the cat is willing to do that stuff, they will. So every time I was taking my pills, I would tap my mouth, obviously, because I'm putting the pills in my mouth. So she recognised that because obviously I've taught her the sign for food and treats, and it's a very similar movement. So yeah, she's learnt that me doing that when I take my pills. So she'll tap her mouth and then tap my mouth when I need to take my pills. Isn't that right? Yeah. Yeah. Show everyone the sign again. Yeah, no, stop trying to lick my mouth. Didn't catch that. Try it again. Show everyone the sign. What does Mummy need to do now? No, you're not going to do it now. You can see yourself on the screen, can't you? You hate being videoed. What was that? What does that one mean? You're making up your own signs now. Yeah? What does that one mean? That one means I've got a dirty face. Is that what that one means? Or is that just you wanting a fuss? Do you want fusses? You do. You want fusses. Yeah. She's purring away. I think she missed me last night because she was shut in the bedroom. Usually at night she'll come sleep on the bed with me, next to me, don't you? You cuddle up to me. Yeah. She's doing the sign again. Why do you always duck down and do it off camera? You don't want anyone seeing your secrets, do you? No. Right, well, can I take my meds then? You're kind of in my way a little bit. Would you like to sit on the desk? Why don't you come sit on the desk? Just don't sit on my camera. There you go, go sit on the desk. Or not. But yeah, so had an interesting couple of days. We had John's birthday. We had a party for him. And it was quite fun. We had a few friends over, a few drinks. I got overly wasted. And yeah, basically, mobility issues and alcohol, not a great mix. I fell over at least once, I think. But yeah, I was very drunk. Apparently I drank more than John did. That's probably really bad. But, well, it's normal. Usually I drink more than John, but yeah, it was a fun night. And yeah, the day before though, the neighbour had been kicking off at us again. And well, the couple of days before. The day of John's birthday though, he kicked off at me in the morning, but then went quiet all day, I think. And then I was worried about him kicking off during John's birthday party. I mean, we didn't have the music super loud. It might have got a little bit loud at one point, but we didn't have it super loud. We had it loud enough so we could all hear the music and we could all hear each other, basically. So, yeah. I'm going to prop you up somewhere because I'm trying to do this with like one hand. So I'm going to prop you up against my TV. And squeak's going to be annoying. My keyboard's in the way. Right, I'll need the keyboard to keep you propped up, otherwise you're going to fall over. There we go. So don't mind the keyboard in the bottom of the shot there. So yeah, I was worried he'd kick off during John's birthday party, but he didn't. He was very quiet. But then the next day, he kicked off royally. He was going completely bonkers, shouting and screaming abuse. Homophobic, racist, ableist abuse at me through the wall, banging on the wall, screaming, shouting, making stupid noises through the wall. I shouted back a little bit. I have been lately. I've been shouting back, and usually it shuts him up, and it did shut him up that morning. But yeah, I think the thing is, where he knew we had people over, because obviously he could hear the party going on, because he was probably in his larder cupboard again listening, and he could probably hear the party going on, and he could hear all the people here, so he was probably too scared to shout then, you know, because we had people here. So he's very much one of those people who will only bully people that he sees as weaker than him. And because there was more than just me and John here, he decided to keep his mouth shut. You know. Not that any of my friends would go and attack him or anything like that. They would probably be respectful of me and just be like, right, okay, let's just ignore him. But yeah, yeah, so he's very much one of them people that has targeted me and John because of our disabilities, and stuff like that. He probably sees us as easy targets. You know, I hate people like that. They're disgusting. And I guess me shouting back recently, I have half an allergy pill. in there. I must have took that the other day and thought save that half for later. Yeah, I have issues with allergies lately. So yeah, where was I? What was I talking about, Squeak? Yeah, about the neighbour being targeting us because of our disabilities. See, this is why I think he's blaming us for the noise that our upstairs neighbour is making. So, I don't know if I said in previous videos, but it seems we've had new neighbours moving upstairs, and they're a bit noisy at night. They keep making loads of banging noises, and you can hear them. They're not shouting at each other, well, they are, but they're just having normal conversations, but they like to shout those conversations at each other. So I think maybe they're both in like 2 different rooms and they're shouting between the rooms or something, I don't know. But they get very loud at night. It's like they're asleep during the day, but they're awake at night, you know, and they bang around a lot. Now I can understand being annoyed by that. I get slightly annoyed by it sometimes because they keep me awake. But I'm certainly not going to go shout and scream racist and homophobic and ableist abuse at my neighbour because of it, you know. But that's what he's doing. He's blaming us for that now. And it's quite obvious and clear that the noise is coming from upstairs. But, no, he's blaming us. And I think the thing is, he won't go upstairs and have an argument with them about it, because maybe he's scared of them. Maybe because they're not disabled. Maybe they're able-bodied. So yeah, they're not easy targets like me and John. Yeah, so he won't go and argue with them about their noise they're making. Me and John have thought about going upstairs and politely asking them to keep it down, but we've decided against it because of the trouble with this neighbour we've had. When we tried to deal with that through the proper channels, it's caused a lot of aggro and a lot of problems. So we don't need a second neighbour giving us aggro as well. So we've decided we'll just put up with the banging at night and we'll ignore it. We're not going up there to speak with them because we don't want, more aggro from neighbours. As for getting a move, I don't think it's ever going to be possible. I think we're like literally stuck here because there's nothing on Home Swapper that is suitable for me and my disabilities. Nothing suits my needs. The only things that do suit my need are for elderly people, for over 50s or over 60s or something like that, you know. And I'm only 36, so yeah. Good morning, John.
Oh yeah, debatable. I just want to say, like, the only reason I have...
We cannot see your head or your face.
It's okay, I'm ugly this time of morning.
You're not ugly.
I'm just saying, the only reason, like, because they just say about me not having to go upstairs. I don't care what they're doing. It's just how it reacts.
Yeah.
If there was it wouldn't be a problem at all. We make noise. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a tower block. You're going to hear your neighbours, you know. We're all living on top of one another. We're going to hear each other once in a while. I mean, like I've said in previous videos, we hear our neighbours sometimes flush their toilet, you know. We hear our neighbours sneeze once in a while, you know. those noises are unavoidable. They're normal, natural, everyday life noises, you know. They can't be avoided, so they don't bother us, and we're used to it because we've lived in this tower block, what, 15 years? 15, 16 years? Something like that. Yeah, 16 years now, jeez. So, yeah, we've lived here 16 years, so we're used to the normal tower block noises. What we're not used to, what we do not like, is being subjected to the kind of abuse that my next door neighbour's been shouting at us. And the threats to kill us, and the fact that he come to our front door a few times and tried breaking in. And stuff like that, you know. I don't appreciate the hate just because I am disabled and because I have LGBTQ flags in my window. And people have said to me, why not take the flags out your window, because that's just advertisement for people like that to abuse you. Which is fair, it's a fair statement, but I have the right to fly whatever flag I want in my window. And I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to hide the fact that I am intersex pansexual just because some other knob hates that, you know. It's not illegal for me to be, well, nowadays, it's not illegal for me to be LGBTQ. It's not illegal for me to put their flags in my window, you know. I'm sorry if people are upset by those flags, but it's my right to fly them. And yeah, like John said, it's a them problem. If they're upset by the gay pride flag, that's a them problem, not a me problem, you know.
It's only a me problem when they make it a me problem.
So yeah, I'm not. You know, it's a form. The flags are literally a form of protest. You know. So that's why I have them in my window. It's a form of protest and a form of me realising and coming to terms with who I am as a person. So, yeah, I'm not going to hide that just because some idiot has hatred towards gay people or whatever, you know. We also fly the Irish flag. The Irish flag at the moment is up there because both me and John have Irish blood, so we fly the Irish flag. It's the morning. I'm having trouble languaging.
I have trouble languaging every day. Yeah, I just went back into the bedroom to get my glasses. I tripped over the laundry thing, and I swore I've hurt my shoulder worse now.
Yeah. Well, if it doesn't get better in the next day or two, if you want, we'll go to the walk-in centre to A&E and get it checked out.
Even the naproxen yesterday, that helped, but it didn't stop the pain.
It might be a muscle issue then, because naproxen is more for bone issues, I believe, skeletal issues.
I 100% believe I've either torn, knotted, or strained a ligament in my shoulder. But the funny thing is the pain started in the front of my chest. I was asleep. Well, I wasn't asleep. I went to bed. I was laid on the bed. A squeak put her paw on where it hurt, and she clawed me just a tiny bit. I call it cat-upuncture. It's not acupuncture.
Cat-upuncture, yeah.
And cleared that up. Next day I didn't have any pain there.
Oh, good girl, Squeak.
But now it's all in my shoulder.
Cat-upuncturist, are you?
But it's now moved all the way to my shoulder, and that's the thing. I'd let her saw me in the
It
back
might-
and see if it went away, but I'm worried it'll go back to the front.
It might be just a mixture of the fact that you've overdone it the past week or two, because you've been doing a lot of heavy lifting and whatnot recently, haven't you?
Yeah.
So it might be that where you've pulled a muscle or something, and then you've slept on it funny as well, you know. But anyway,
I'll let you get back to your video. Shut up.
yeah, I was about to close the video out now anyway, because it's getting a bit long. We have the habit recently of just gabbing on, and the video ends up like an hour long or more. So, but yeah, I am a literal mess. I gotta finish my tea, and then got to sort something out about this hair. It has a mind of its own today. And then probably get showered and maybe put some clothes on. I don't know. Maybe stay in my pajamas all day again. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. But thanks for watching, guys. I just did this quick vlog this morning to let you know what's happening. And because my neighbour was kicking off at me this morning, I didn't catch it on this video, but hopefully if I can use my Canon, I'll see what I can do with that, see if I can get any footage of it on that. Obviously I've got to be careful what kind of stuff I post on YouTube, because obviously some of the things my neighbour says breach the code of conduct or whatever it is that YouTube has. So I've got to be careful what I post. But yeah, I'll see what I can do. But yeah. Thanks for watching. I shall see you all later. Bye bye.